We are Groot! What is going on, guys and girls? It's GhostRobo, and today Noah and I are here to clearly tell you all about Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel's new space epic that came out this weekend. I think it's safe to say right off the bat that we both loved it. It was so much fun and so good. So we're going to give you a spoiler-free review with a little spoiler section at the end because there's a few special moments we both really want to touch on. But Noah, take it away. What made this stand out amongst the other superhero movies? What made us really enjoy it more than some of the recent Marvel flair?
Well, you know, we thought it was just going to be a filler movie from Avengers to whatever other movie they're making, but it really wasn't. It was a great movie, and the reason I liked it was because it was kind of almost lighthearted. It was structured to be a comedy movie, but it was just kind of lighthearted and fun, with still the great superhero moments and stuff, so it blended and mixed very well.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a hero story, and it kind of almost felt Star Wars, Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah.
You got this ragtag group of kind of anti-heroes almost. You got Star-Lord, who's played by Chris Pratt. You've got Gamora, who's played by Zoe Saldana. You've got Drax. You got Rocky Raccoon and Groot, who we absolutely love. Tree-Raccoon combo, best tag team in a long time. But what made it kind of special is that, sure, it was funny, sure, it was lighthearted, but it avoided a lot of the typical superhero cheese.
Yeah.
Because the characters were not trying to be like, I will save the world with my valiant shield and my, you know, heart of might. They were able
They were trying to save the world.
Yeah, but they were doing
galaxy.
it. They were doing it in more of like a nonchalant kind of fun way, and it wasn't so taking itself so seriously. So they could be lame, and it was funny and not cheesy. And there never was like, take my hand, I will. You know, they kind of riffed on some of those moments and made them jokes, but it wasn't ever like, sometimes with Captain America or stuff like that, you get like, Captain, you can save us, and like, there wasn't that here. It was more of a very adventurous space movie that focused, I felt, more on, less on each character, like, oh, their hero's journey, like a lot of these movies do, and more on just their travels and what occurred in this, you know, bit of time window into the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and I did like the interaction between all the people, like when they're just sitting in their spaceship running. That was some of the most funniest moments. But let's talk about our favorite characters now.
Favorite character in the whole movie for me is definitely Groot. He has the least lines and makes the least sense, but he was just very charming in a weird way. A lot of the animations, the things he did, some of his gestures.
He's the most meaning to me, though, I think.
He's the most meaningful character.
Yes.
I also really, really liked Chris Pratt's Star-Lord. I thought that he did a great job as Peter Quill. It was a lot of fun, just sort of his, again, his like nonchalance, like lack of care, lackadaisical behavior. It wasn't like, you know, you come to be used to like, whether it's Peter Parker or whether it's whoever, like, oh, even Wolverine, you know, they're like very serious and like they gotta do this, oh, the villain's coming, and there wasn't like that. They fought against this pretty cool villain named Ronan, who was this blue man of might, and he wanted to kind of take over this specific planet and possibly take over the entire galaxy, but it was never, there weren't like clash moments of like, I will stop you, and
they weren't
no,
big
you
battles.
won't. But
there were one-on-one battles, but there were
some battles, but again, like, it was all about going here and going there, and to me it almost felt like, if you're a video game fan, like Mass Effect in movie form, a little bit more silly, but kind of like that, like, okay, then they had to go here, and there were even like transition cards, like, you know, now they're at the unknown, you know, location or whatever, and they also made a, this kind of is, well, it's not really a spoiler, but we get to see our first appearance of Thanos, which I thought was pretty dang awesome. He is like sort of the main big bad for the Avengers trilogy, and so you get to see him on camera.
There's Avengers 2?
No, but when they made 2 and 3, he's sort of the ultimate villain, and so that was really cool to see him on screen, and just the variety of aliens, the variety.
He was in one scene. Let's just make that clear.
It was a good one though.
It was a good.
A variety of aliens, you know, everything from obviously a raccoon to a tree to green people and red people and Thanos and all sorts of stuff. Robotic people,
Stephen Brew people.
John C. Reilly makes the highlight cameo in there, which we adored. But like the set design and the art direction was just amazing. I think that's why a lot of people feel it's more Star Wars-esque, is because it has these beautiful space scenes, and you're like, whoa, look at that place, inside a giant robot's head, inside this, let's look at it.
In some moments, it reminded me of Destiny, when they're like, the starships and all the planets.
Yeah, for sure, and it just had, I think, more of a true sci-fi magic than, a lot of these movies are grounded on Earth, and that's fine, but when they try to do, like, to me, I thought this world was much more interesting than like Thor's world or stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was just more.
Well, because they went to so much more places.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool. So, who's your favorite character? You didn't tell me. Oh,
okay. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say. I was about to say. Let's talk about my favorite character because you just kept on talking. Okay, my favorite character. Okay, I can't decide between Rocket and Groot. They're just tied because they're the best.
Rocket is really fun. He brings a lot of sort of the sarcasm and sort of just wildness to the movie, and I liked how he was kind of uncontrollable at a lot of points. He wasn't like, oh, I'm this fighter man. Like, he was like, I'm gonna kill everybody. Like, I can't take it. Like, which I thought was pretty cool. They make some very rash choices. It's almost like, in some ways, it feels like it's not even a major movie. Like, some of the things that they say and do would almost be like indie film-esque because they're so like, what? And I guess it's just, that's not what you typically expect from Marvel. You expect Marvel this very congruent hero story. And here it's kind of bouncing all over, but that's what made it so fun. You can see we're all smiles, and like, I want to go see it again.
I would. I'd go see it again.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, so it's a really good time. I recommend it for anybody, even if you're not a fan of superhero movies. There's a lot to love and a lot to enjoy. Like I said, just from a comedy standpoint, like you said, just from the character interaction standpoint. Was there any specific moment or specific scene that, besides the one that we're going to talk about at the end, that really captured, you know, the movie for you, like that defined it?
I have a family.
We're not talking about John C. Reilly's lines. What? Think of a different one.
I don't know. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know.
His brain is so overloaded with happiness that he's just forgetting everything. But I thought that there were some really good moments between Groot and Rocket and the rest of the cast, and my favorite possibly is this epic scene where they're trying to escape out of a prison, and
that was cool.
It combines action and laughs and kind of all in a really fast-paced style. This movie is pretty fast-paced. You're never stuck in one area for too long. You're never stuck with one character for too long. So in this prison escape scene, they have to all work together and, you know, go gather stuff to get it ready, and then Groot just does his own thing, and then they get out of there, and it's really just, it kind of epitomizes this group, this new team, the Guardians of the Galaxy. And even though they were formerly unknown by many, you know, most people didn't know them. It's not like, you know, they're a common household Marvel name. I think everybody now is really getting attached to them. I was looking on Amazon, like the little Funko figure of Groot and Rocket are the #1 and 2 selling action figures on there, and they just have a lot of charm and come off on screen very, very likable. The
thing I was going to say before is I think this style and approach to this type of movie really works for me. I think they should make more like this.
Yeah, and at the end of the credits, it does say the Guardians will return, so maybe we'll get a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 at some point, which to me, I'm looking forward to more to that than Avengers 2. So
I know.
I really like this style so much, so I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope you go and see the movie yourself. Like I said, take your girlfriend, take your brother, take your grandma, whoever. Go by yourself if you have to, because it's really worthwhile, and probably my favorite movie of the year. It's up there with the Lego Movie, just because both those are super fun and have kind of a different take.
Really
they don't
like this movie.
They don't get drugged up in drama. They don't get drugged up in, like I said, cheesy moments. It's just like a fun adventure. You come out feeling really good, and quality like acting, quality dialogue, quality. All the environments, the CG is beautiful. So to me, like Noah said,
CG on Rocket is very fine. They zoom up a lot.
Yeah,
so
he looks really good. Bradley Cooper did a really good job playing him as kind of an emotional wreck. But I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it a 9, 9.5. It's
9 and 9.5 out of 10. That is pretty darn good. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go see the movie. And now we're going to talk a little bit about some of our very favorite moments.
So make sure you pause it
pause
here.
It.
Turn it off. Get it off your
Go away.
screen.
Come back.
Maybe 3 seconds. 3, 2. Oh wait, I don't want to do it that way. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Now, my favorite moment of the entire movie.
No, this is my favorite moment too.
It.
No, you tell it. You can say it.
As dumb as this sounds,
it's my favorite part.
The part where
where
miniature Groot comes out of the flower pot and his head forms and he's like wiggling back and forth as like a little pasta stick.
Let's see. Let's explain how we got up to this part.
So they crash in the ship, and they take the Infinity Stone, and they all get weird, but Star-Lord isn't really 100% from Earth, so he has the ability to resist it, and then Groot dies because of the crash, but then Groot comes back because Rocket plants him and cries and gets all upset.
Yeah, he plants them.
And he raises up, and he's got like a miniature head.
And
then in the post-credits, he's dancing. And I thought it was going to be like a 5-second thing. They literally let him dance for like 2 minutes or something.
I'd say it's probably about a minute and 38 seconds.
Okay, but it was so fun. I just got such a kick out of that mini Groot. It was like
so happifying.
Yeah, and I thought like the whole plot. Typically, I don't get engaged in what they're doing, but because it was semi-serious. Like, we have to go get this Infinity Stone. Like, that's an important part. But the moments where they focused on, like, oh, Ronan equipping the Infinity Stone was very short-lived. The battle there was pretty quick, and it was, again, more just about how are we going to do this, and all the steps, not just building to this big battle, having the big clash. So it kind of took you by surprise in that way. I'm interested, though, now what happens, because the Collector has kind of been ripped to shreds. His entire place has been destroyed. The Infinity Stone is now in the hands of the...
Guardians.
No, it's in the hands of that local government.
Oh, yeah, the
Nox.
Nova.
Yeah, but like the Nox...
Nova Core is what it is.
Okay. Listen to him.
It's in the Nova
and so Thanos is at some point going to have to acquire those for the Infinity Gauntlet, which is the the big meta game for the Avengers and whatnot. It was really cool to see Thanos.
You know, it'd be awesome if the Guardians were in the Avengers.
Like the Guardians were in Avengers 3. That'd be awesome. That would be really cool if they kind of found a way to merge.
They're trying to guard the Infinity Stone.
Well, they kind of gave it away. They're going to go off on their own missions now. Is what it sounded like. One thing I thought was funny is that Thanos exists not in a building. He just magically has like air and stuff in his domain.
I know.
He's just out on this rock and just sitting there in his giant throne, and like his daughters are there. Gamora was not there at that point, but Nebula was there.
You figure out that he's not her daughter.
And Ronan was there. You're right. He like took them and
he murdered his parents.
But like the fact that he didn't need any like space gear or anything or a ship, I thought was
he's alien. He's like a Titan man.
So none of them need it.
Purple.
Like we don't need air. We're purple.
He's purple, man.
He kind of looks like a giant...
No, the blue and purple people already got all the air squeezed out of them.
He kind of looks like Donkey Kong, like falling like a vat of...
He's got a bunch of chin lines.
Yeah, he does. He's pretty cool. But it was a great movie, and we really loved it. And, if you guys enjoyed this review and want more movie reviews from the man himself and myself, let us know in the comments below. Hit that like button. Let us know what you thought of the movie, or if you're going to see it, tell us that you're going to see it. We would love for you to enjoy it as well.
No
Until next time.
in the comments.
Exactly. No comments. Spoilers.
Catch you.
Noah will catch you and sick Groot on you. So be careful. Until next time. Drink some hot chocolate. The Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know what to expect going in. I knew it would be probably good, but it definitely exceeded my expectations.
I agree.
I like it. I like you guys too. So until next time, drink some hot chocolate. We'll see you all later.